Man, BVS has caused some drama within the critics and movie reviewers circle in recent weeks. The Schmoes, Collider, and Beyond the Trailer, they have been going at it, taking sides on whether critics can be biased when it comes to reviewing superhero films. Not just BVS, but superhero films in general. A couple points. I've been a fan of Collider and their Schmoes for about 3 years. I'm an avid follower. I watch every day. I've been a fan of Collider and Schmoes for about 3 years. Grace, I'm not an avid watcher of hers. I agree with some of her reviews. I often peek in on her channel every once in a while just to see what she's kind of doing. I didn't agree with her Deadpool being PG-13 petition. I didn't agree with her on that. However, she has a few points when it comes to critics being biased with superhero films. 28% critic rating for Batman vs. Superman. I understand if you don't like the movie, but that movie does not deserve a 28%. I gave it a 9 out of 10. That's just because I'm a fan of DC. Coming from a critic standpoint, I would give it at least an 8. But since I am an avid fan for DC, I give it a 9. But it does not deserve a 28%. Moving on, some people are saying, oh, Marvel is paying critics to like their movies more and give them positive reviews. And Collider has come against that, saying no, that's not true, which I agree with. I don't think Marvel is physically paying these critics to bash BVS and to give Marvel praise. I do agree with Collider, but critics do get invited to go to premieres for not only Marvel, but to Fox, to DC. In general, getting invited to a Marvel premiere or DC premiere, any kind of premiere, not an actual early screening, I'm talking about a legit premiere. Anybody that's invited to a movie premiere or to get flown across seas to go see a movie, it's going to amplify their overall movie-going experience, regardless what they think of the movie. So yeah, Collider and Grace from Beyond the Trailer and the Schmoes, they can have their separate opinions on BVS, but for Collider and Schmoes to say that there's not bias, I don't think it's true. I don't even think they would agree that BVS deserves a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not saying Grace is right. I'm not saying Collider's right. I'm not saying they're both wrong. They both have valid points. Marvel is not paying critics to review and give positive reviews for Marvel's films. Marvel's not paying the critics to bash DC. However, there are critics out there that like to bash, and they like to be biased because there is a subliminal Marvel versus DC war going on. So somebody's a diehard Marvel Comics reader that's been reading Marvel Comics for 20 years and they don't like DC. Of course they're going to be more biased towards Marvel. But that doesn't mean as a critic you should unfairly judge those movies. Those are just my thoughts. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Schmoes. I'm a big fan of Collider. I'm just a big fan of the YouTube movie reviewing community. And I just hate to see all this bickering going back and forth within the YouTube space. It's childish. Leave it to the videos. Just put your opinions out there. Nobody's right. Nobody's wrong. Marvel's not paying anyone, but people are biased. There is some bias out there. There are Marvel bashers. There are DC bashers. There are superhero movie bashers. Most people don't like Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3, but their Rotten Tomato scores are way higher than 28%. That's biased to me. Those are my thoughts on this whole Collider video, Schmoes versus Beyond the Trailer, their BVS beef. Those are my thoughts. Are there biased reviewers out there? Are there biased critics out there? Do you think attending a premiere would enhance an overall movie-going experience, or is that not even in consideration to you? Do you think people are getting paid? Do you think there is some conspiracy that people are getting paid to bash and to give positive reviews? I personally don't think so. Comment below, let me know what you guys thought. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.